owning a cat. We don't want a cat, but for this next 24 hours, we're going to mention cats, say kitten, and all this other crap. And then after they did that I think they're like, okay, guys, this is crazy. We're 3 hours into this, and he was fucking around on Facebook. Cat food, cat trees, cat this, cat that.
Cat
and he goes,
litter.
all we did was say it by our phones. We didn't Google anything. We didn't type it into Bing. We didn't look it up. We didn't let anyone know in text form what we were going to do. It's just me and my wife or girlfriend or whoever it was are just going to talk about cats near our device, which was,
Jesus.
whatever their phone was. And it was everywhere. It was on their Facebook. They were getting Instagram ads. Like, it was crazy. You can look it up. It's on there right now.
Yep,
and
it's super crazy.
It's that simple. I mean, I was on the phone with a guy that I work with. We were talking, and he was like, I'm thinking of getting a new mattress. And I was like, yeah, why not? He's like, because it's one of those things, why not spend the money? I go, dude, you spend a third of your life in it. Why not spend the money for it? Literally, I was on lunch. I was on Facebook. Hey, check out Purple. Hey, check out memory foam. Hey, check out this option. You want a king or a queen? Like, oh my God, I didn't even say the word mattress, but he did. Like, what the fuck?
Right, in passing or some shit. Jesus. Yeah, this world's getting weird. The Great Hack Netflix, there's a guy in it that he's in the UK, and he attempts to get his data. Is like, well, if you have data on me, I want my data. So he literally went through the courts and everything to get his data, and not to spoil it for you, but the UK doesn't give him his data, and that's actually a criminal act. So this is actually getting pushed further. And it's a new world, a new area of, no one knows what the fuck they're doing. It's so in depth and deep that by the time you figure it out, their building's fucking empty. And they're on to the next, candidate or whoever pays them more.
It's nuts. And what you were saying before about, the permissions and shit. I mean, and I might get this wrong, so don't quote me on it, but I know one of the laws that went through, and I think it might have been like the Obamacare or the healthcare, whatever it was called. Also, like, it was so big that nobody read all of it, but it gave the NSA permission to tap phones and shit like that. Like, it's one of those conspiracy things, but I mean, it was one of those things, and I can't remember which law it was, so it might not have been that, but it was around that same time. A law that got passed gave access to the government to listen and read and see majority of the shit you're doing.
Right. I thought that actually started with the Patriot Act when Bush was in office. Like, it probably just started there, and then...
Well, that started with it. What was that called? Like, Homeland Security wanted access to certain things. So if you said... And I'm going to say these phrases, and we are on a recording or a podcast, but it's, if you say the word president or say the word about, like, explosives or bomb or, anything that has to do with some kind of combustion of a bad scenario in a certain order, they will then listen to you for quite a while to see if you were just talking or if you were like, I have planned blah blah blah, some bullshit like that.
Right.
And I'm honestly not worried about it. I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, it could end up to the point.
I have a sword. I mean, you got to get real close for me to do anything about it.
That's awesome.
It's broadsword. Come at me, bro. Whatever.
But it could we end up in the realm of the South Park episode where no one read the Facebook the Apple terms and conditions, and they literally gave them right to
give away so much in Apple. It's insane. Just to update your iTunes. Sorry,
right? They pretty much gave permission to be part of a human centipede experiment.
Ooh, let's get after that.
What is it? Kyle fun. Stuck in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
For those who haven't seen Human Centipede,
Don't.
I am. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I commend your friends and your willpower not to see something that's a fad. Oh my god,
dude! It's like Sharknado. Like, if you see the cover, you don't need to see the other 9 movies. Stop making Sharknado. If you're listening, government, put a stop to Sharknado. Come on.
Before Donald Trump actually became president, he was actually in talks to be the president on one of the new Sharknadoes.
Oh my god!
How awesome would that be?
Wow,
right?
That would be pretty badass.
So,
I might watch it as long as he gets that like 4-foot chainsaw that guy has. Like if he can use that just a little bit, let's check.
I mean,
out.
for fantasy, it was beyond like B-rated. It was so ridiculous.
Mm.
But that's a tangent, and we talked a lot about. So it all goes back to The Great Hack on Netflix. I suggest anybody that's interested, or it'll get you scared. I guess. I mean
It'll make you want to build that underground shelter.
Yeah, that we talked about in episode, whatchamacallit.
Yeah, build a hive.
Yes.
Episode season 1.
So I'm going to write out the grade A USDA prime cut visual knowledge with one last little tidbit, and it's
Laugh
weird.
at us.
It's fucking weird. Fred Durst, he's been directing music videos and stuff. Well, he's got a new thriller out that has John Travolta as this creepy super fan, and his hair alone is creepy. Like John Travolta it's weird. It's super weird. Probably gonna have to give it a once over. Give it the whole SNES blow.
Oof.
So
huff and I'll puff. Okay, go.
this is a new section of the Tangent Podcast. I want to call Jester Shoutouts. I want to give a shout out to a couple things real quick. This won't take long, so I appreciate your time. I want to give a shout out to Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. They're awesome. They are like the couple to strive to be. God, the movie Hit and Run that Dax Shepard wrote had Kristen Bell in it. It has one of my favorite mantras of all time right in the beginning. They're like flipping around in bed, and she's super worried about her job interview and stuff, and he's like, close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths. You're exactly who you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. There isn't a today. There's no tomorrow. You're exactly, who you need to be and where you need to be, and you're absolutely perfect. And it's just like, aw. And I think she even says, thank you, buddy. It's really cute. It's got a guy from the original Roseanne. I think he was actually married to Roseanne when that show was actually on the air.
Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold. Yeah. He's in it. He plays this really buffoon FBI. What is it? The Dax Shepard character is in witness protection, so the cop is like a witness protection guy, but he can never keep his gun, I guess, from going off.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Right. It's a really good movie. I forget the other guy who's in Hangover is in it.
Not Rocket Raccoon?
No, he's also in Limitless. Yeah, same guy.
Oh yeah, that's him.
Yeah. What's
his real name?
I don't know. That's. I mean, he plays a really side character, but he plays the villain, and he's got dreadlocks, which is super weird for him.
Bradley Cooper
in dreadlocks. If you want to see Bradley Cooper in dreadlocks, go see Hit and Run. But I also... Weird. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying I'm trying to picture it before I actually...
Right. But Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell did a music video for Sia, Santa's Coming for Us. Had a lot of fucking cameos in it. Had the Fonz. He actually played like the grandpa of Dax Shepard, and it felt super old-timey. I mean, Sia's music videos are super trippy, and You know, it's got all the good effects, but there was a lot of cameos in it. It's a good time. And Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, keep it up. Good job. Kristen Bell's Good Place show is pretty decent.
I love that show. That's hilarious.
I got Grandma to watch that. It's a different twist on, heaven and hell.
The fun thing about Dax and Kristen are everything that they upload, they refer to themselves as mom and dad. Like, they're just the cutest little couple. They're like, hey, everyone, it's mom and dad. And,
they're just taking it upon themselves to be everybody's mom and dad.
Well, they just act so friendly. And, I mean, I saw this one comment where someone was, like, ripping, like, Kristen, you're so hot. Why are you with Dax? And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, Dax, he didn't yell at him, but he's like, he said what he had to say. And I approve of the words,
He was the badass we all strive to...
verbatim. Yeah. It was a while ago.
He was the badass we all strive to be in without a paddle.
Yeah.
Guy that pulls up on a motorcycle, yet doesn't sell motorcycles.
The one thing, I'm getting this weird vibe from Bradley Cooper and dreadlocks. Like, I think if they made a movie about Kurt Cobain...
Ooh.
I don't know what it is, but because of the blonde dreadlocks, it looks like just dirty blonde hair. One of the pictures, it's kind of blurry, but he's wearing he could be wearing a freaking poncho. He just looks like he would be, it would work. It's weird, but I think it would work.
I think it would work as well. I think he'd play a good Kurt Cobain, but
he's a little thicker in the face. Like, I'm sure he could.
Thin down.
He's an actor. They slim down, yeah.
But Without a Paddle's one of Dax Shepard's greatest movies.
That movie's awesome. I really like that one.
All right.
Hey,
what?
Hey, you were in the Boy Scouts once? No, but I ate a brownie once.
That's where that came from.
Yep.
That and the whole DB Cooper thing. That's a real thing. DB Cooper lost, or he parachuted down. He had a bunch of money, and it got lost. He died somewhere with it.
That's the theory.
Right. The movie ends up they find it and blah blah blah, but I don't think that's happened.
He extorted $200,000 in ransom, equivalent to $1.24 million in 2018. That's what it's related to in today's money.
Ooh. Well, maybe the realm of infinite frequencies might take a trip.
We might have to journey into the redwood forest.
Just to find DB Cooper's hidden stash.
We're both bringing a paddle.
I
mean, I don't know what's up, but I ain't eating pine cones.
I mean, are you a level 45 whitewater rafter? Yeah, that's what I thought. The guy's like, die or don't. I mean, we have a GPS in the canoe. As long as we get our canoe back,
Yeah.
and he's like, and I christened this, blah, blah, blah. And then he smashes the bottle on the canoe, and the Indian's like, hey, thanks for poking glass where my kids swim. Like, well, this isn't going to plan. All right, next shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to Cheerios Toy Company, man. I got a box of Honey Nut Cheerios. Lion King, what I thought was a sticker or like a tattoo, ended up being like this patch. And I put it on my notebook, and it took some effort to get off. Like, you talking that shoe goo? I think they use shoe goo as the adhesive for this sticker. Man, this patch is, and I put it on the other notebook, and it re-sticked, no problem whatsoever.
Oh, that's cool.
Shout out Cheerios Toy Company. You know what you're doing. My last shout...
Honey Nut or yellow?
It was Honey Nut.
Of course. Beautiful.
Right. I don't know if they have that Lion King patch in the other ones. It was a Mufasa. Super cool patch. I might upload a picture of it later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But my other shout out is Donald Glover, or people may know as Childish Gambino. People also might only know him from Community.
He, He's got a stand up and it's fucking hilarious. But he at the end he like shout outs like his email or something or his website, and he goes, "It's Dong Lover, DONG Lover, Dong Lover," because